You're committing one of these right now, and you don't even know it. Most people think they're safe, think these rare sins only happen to others. But one is probably already inside your life. You just haven't named it yet. The Prophet warned us about 7 destructive sins because they don't just destroy the person committing them. They destroy families. They tear communities apart. They distance us from Allah. In the next few minutes, I'm exposing all 7 and showing you exactly how to escape each one. This isn't about judgment, it's about recognition. Hit subscribe because you need to know which one has its hooks in you. Sin 1. Shirk. Meet Farhan, 28 years old, good Muslim on the surface. But every night at 2 a.m., he's checking his horoscope before making decisions. Last week, an astrologer told him to avoid a business opportunity. He listened. He lost a $100 deal because he listened to stars instead of Allah. That's when Farhan realized he'd been committing shirk for 5 years and didn't even know it. Shirk means associating partners with Allah. Farhan was trusting horoscopes more than Allah. That's shirk. The Prophet said, "The thing I fear most for you is minor shirk." Why? Because it hides inside things that feel spiritual. People fall in through horoscopes. One scroll for fun becomes checking your chart before every decision. Make this dua. Ya Allah, protect me from hidden shirk. Let my trust be in you alone, not in stars or charms or cosmic energy. But here's what's even more dangerous than shirk. There's a sin that doesn't just confuse your faith. It literally cuts you off from Allah's mercy completely. Sin 2. Sihr. Meet Aisha, 26 years old, kind person. But her marriage ended last year and she's devastated. A fortune teller told her, "I can bring him back with a love spell." Aisha paid money, followed rituals, waited. When her ex texted her a week later, she was convinced the spell worked. Now she visits the fortune teller before every decision. She spent thousands. She believes cosmic forces control her life. That's when Aisha realized she'd been committing sihr, witchcraft, and didn't even know it. Sihr means seeking supernatural power outside of Allah. Aisha was seeking control through magic instead of through Allah. That's sihr. The Prophet said, "Whoever practices witchcraft has disbelieved in what Allah revealed to Muhammad." The Prophet also said, "A magician deserves the death penalty because of the destruction they cause." People fall into sihr through desperation. They want control so badly, they'll try anything. One spell becomes a dependency. Then they're trapped consulting fortune tellers for everything. But there's a sin far more immediate. A sin that doesn't just destroy your soul, it destroys another person's life forever. Sin 3. Murder. Meet Hassan, 19 years old, street smart, got caught in gang conflict. He was angry. Someone disrespected him. In one moment of rage, he pulled a trigger. 1 second, 1 bullet, 1 life ended. Now Hassan is facing life in prison. His family is destroyed. The victim's family is destroyed. Everything changed in a single moment. That's when Hassan realized he'd committed murder, and he can never undo it. Murder means killing an innocent soul unjustly. Hassan didn't plan it, didn't think about consequences. One moment of anger became a lifetime of consequences. The Quran says, "Whoever kills a person, unless in retribution for murder or spreading corruption in the land, it is as if he has killed all of humanity." The Prophet warned, the first cases judged on Judgment Day will be those of bloodshed. People fall into murder through rage. They're angry and they snap. Violence escalates and they don't know when to stop. But there's another sin that destroys differently. This one doesn't use weapons. It uses money. Sin 4. Riba. Meet Omar, 35 years old, married with 2 kids. He bought a house with a mortgage. Just for 10 years, he told himself. That was 20 years ago. He's still paying the bank. His entire paycheck goes to interest. He's worked his whole adult life and owns nothing. He's enslaved by Riba and didn't even notice it happening. That's when Omar realized he'd been trapped in Riba for 20 years. Riba means taking unfair financial gain through interest. Omar was borrowing from the bank and paying them interest. That's Riba. The Quran says, "If you do not give up Riba, then be informed of a war from Allah and His Messenger." Allah didn't soften this. He declared war. Make this dua. Ya Allah, free me from Riba. Make halal earnings enough for me. Bless what little I have. Help me escape this financial trap. But there's a sin that's even more personal. It happens inside families. Sin 5. Consuming orphans' wealth. Meet Kareem, 42 years old. His brother died suddenly. He became guardian of his nephew's inheritance, a large sum of money. Kareem told himself, "I'll just borrow a small amount until business improves." Months passed. He didn't repay it. Instead, he borrowed more. 10 years later, the orphan is 18. Karim's nephew asked about his inheritance. Karim panicked. Most of it was gone. That's when Karim realized he'd consumed an orphan's wealth and destroyed his nephew's trust forever. Consuming orphans' wealth means taking money that belongs to a child without parents. Karim had access and authority. He rationalized every withdrawal. That's consuming orphans' wealth. The Quran says, indeed, those who consume the wealth of orphans unjustly are only consuming fire into their bellies. The Prophet said, the worst house is one that mistreats an orphan. People fall into this through rationalization. An emergency comes and they borrow temporarily. Then they rationalize keeping it. But there's a sin where you abandon people completely. Sin 6, fleeing from battle. Meet Malik, 28 years old, strong, capable, Muslim. His community is under attack, physically, spiritually, morally. They need fighters. They need people to stand. Malik sees the need. He knows he should be there, but it's dangerous. It will cost him. So he stays home. He stays comfortable. He tells himself someone else will handle it. His brothers are on the battlefield. They're struggling. They need backup. But Malik is safe at home, making excuses. That's when Malik realized he'd been fleeing from battle, abandoning his brothers when they needed him most. Fleeing from battle means turning your back when your community is under attack. Malik knew what was right but chose comfort. That's fleeing from battle. The Quran says, O believers, when you face those who disbelieve in battle, do not turn your backs to them. Whoever does so has drawn upon himself the wrath of Allah. The Prophet warned that cowardly desertion is one of the gravest sins. People fall into this through fear. Battle is dangerous and they're afraid. But there's one final sin that spreads faster than any weapon. Sin 7, slandering chaste believers. Meet Amira, 24 years old. She sees a photo of a Muslim influencer with a non-Muslim man. She doesn't know the context, but she's angry. So she posts, she's dating a non-Muslim. This is haram. Within hours, 10,000 people have seen it. The influencer is shamed. Her marriage proposal is canceled. Her mental health crumbles. Later, it turns out the man was her brother. The damage is permanent. That's when Amira realized she'd committed slander and destroyed someone's life with one post. Slandering chaste believers means accusing someone of sexual immorality without proof. Amira spread an accusation without verification. That's slander. The Quran says, those who launch accusations against chaste women and produce not 4 witnesses shall be flogged with 80 stripes. The Prophet protected people's honor as much as he protected their lives. Make this dua. Ya Allah, guard my tongue. Protect me from spreading rumors. Help me verify before I speak. Protect others from my careless words. These 7 sins are destroying Muslim communities right now. In homes, in workplaces, in your life. Comment which one hit you hardest, not to shame you, but to name it. I made a detailed video showing exactly how I escaped a 6-year addiction and the system that finally worked. It's in the description.